ఇంకోటి ట్రేస్ చేయాలి దేనికి తెలుసా ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ వేరియబుల్స్ సెట్ చేయడానికి.
వీళ్ళు సెట్ చేయరుగా. Hello everyone.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Hello, sir.
Just give me one minute. Let me connect the mic.
So is my voice clear today? Hello? Okay. Okay. Good. So if you see in the last class, we have seen the Lightning experience customizations like page layouts and compact layouts. Also, we have seen HTML basics till last class or whatever we have covered is like HTML. Not only basics, we have covered some advanced topics like links, tables. So such a kind of elements also we have covered. Okay. Now if you see, one second. Let me share the screen. You remember the formula fields and you remember the validation rules that we have seen formula field, water formula fields. We used to write some kind of code, right? Code, the logic. We used to write some kind of logic there. If this happens, so if else, such kind of operations we used to do. And we used to take account number equal to something. So such kind of small code snippets we have written in the formula fields and the validation rules. So now what we are going to do is we are going to see such kind of the similar kind of code in the JavaScript. Okay, in the JavaScript. So what is JavaScript? Why it is used? We shall see now. Before that, if you see any website, if you see any website, let me share the screen. One minute. So this is a browser. This is a browser. So in this browser, if you open any website, let's say Times Now, this this I have shown on that day. This is a website, and this website consists of HTML code. HTML code. Okay. If I click on this and click on settings, Not this one. Wait. We want developer tools, right? Not settings. So this is a one kind of developer tool where we can see the HTML code, or how the code, complete code, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS code of this website. Okay, if you see this right side, now if I click on this, what should happen? On the right side, there is a code. If you see, okay, just 1 second. If I hover here, over here, what is this element called? What is this element called? Everyone, what is this element is called as? List item. You are not practicing, I think. So please do practice. This is called list item. Okay. This the top one. And this is called anchor. Okay. This is called anchor. And in this we have href. Means this is called a link. So whenever someone clicks here, so then they should go to this link. Okay, target blank means what should happen? It should open in the next page. Okay, that is the meaning of this link, right? Means whatever the content you see on the any website, that content is nothing but a HTML code or a JavaScript. So HTML code is okay. Now let's see JavaScript. Wow. In any website, what is the role of JavaScript? Let's see. This is also a code which is similar to the small if and else, for loops. So like that we have written such kind of things only we will see here, but little advanced. Now let me open. So this is a Facebook. This is simple page. That's why I have opened this one. So let me click on more tools. And in the more tools, I have developer tools for this browser. So this is some kind of code which is not for us. But let me if I hover here, what is there? Like in the right side, it is a button. So this 1 second. This button, whenever we click on this, so that name is login. So what should happen whenever we click this button? It should submit. Such kind of inputs are called as form inputs. Okay, in the HTML. This is also still a HTML. Okay, these kind of things are called as form elements. Form elements, why? We have inputs and we have submit button. Whatever the inputs we have given, that gets submitted. Now after the submission, what should happen? That will be taken by the backend code. That is another part. Now once again, now this is a HTML page. Because it's a website, a web page should contain the HTML code. So that is there here. Now, this kind of element, this is also HTML elements. So whenever you see this kind of element, those kind of elements are called as form elements. Okay. Login form. See here, login form. These kind of elements are called as form elements. And each thing, each block here is called as, each element is called as a can be used or can be written by using input. Okay, input element. In the form element we have input element. So this is one kind of input, one kind of elements which we have to understand. And this is the button. This button, when someone clicks, it will get submitted. Okay, it will get submitted. Means submitted to the back end code. This is front end code now. So it will get submitted to the back end code. Are you getting my point? Now, here there is something called a script, right? Script. In every code we have script. Okay, in for every website. This script will do some operations, some functions. It has some functions. So that function, this is some kind of big function. I'll show how a small function look like. So, but you have to understand this is like logic behind working of this website. What is this HTML is doing? It is providing the structure to the web page. Okay, structure. Okay, this is providing the structure to the web page. Okay, where should be element, how should be element, what is the size, like that. And CSS will provide a class. What is the size, color, and borders like this red, green color. So CSS, that is styling. Now this JavaScript, whatever you see here, that will provide some functionality, okay, some logic, some functionality behind the working of this website. Just understand this will provide the logic and functionality, the JavaScript. How it will provide, we'll see. Let me we'll go with the Hmm. You practice in this. This is very easy to learn website. You can learn, you can practice here only. And whatever the code you practice here, you try to implement that code in the Visual Studio Code.
Sorry,
I'll-
is there any subscription for this?
Sorry?
Is there any subscription for this W3
No,
school?
no.
Okay.
What happened? Okay, I'll provide it in the meeting chat. There also I'll provide. So JavaScript introduction way to like that we'll see afterwards. Just let us see output. What is like meaning of this output? Let's see. So everyone, this is HTML only, no? This is HTML only. It's a HTML tag. Inside this HTML tag, we have a body tag. We'll be having head tag also sometimes. So we have here only the body tag. In the body tag, we have H1 element and P element. So H1, P1. Sorry, H1P. And here for the paragraph, again, one more paragraph element, we have ID called demo. Why this ID is, for any element, we can have the ID. Okay, this is the part of HTML only now again. Okay, for the HTML, for any element, we can have the ID. So why we use ID is, let me show you. This script, okay, this is script. What is the script means? It's a JavaScript. Okay. Now, document means, what is document? This complete thing is a document. Any web page is treated as a document. Any web
Hello.
page. Hello, someone? Okay. Any web page is treated as a document. Okay. Any web page is treated as a document. Now, that document will have elements, right? HTML is one doc page or document, a web page, and that will contain elements. So we are asking in the JavaScript that go to the document, means this document, this HTML document, get element, this is a function, get element by ID is a function. Which element we have to get? The element which is having the ID demo, that we have to get it. So from the ID demo is the element ID. So we have given here. Now we say inner HTML. Inner HTML means the content here. See, let me show you. Let me show you clearly. 1 second. So this is the inner HTML. Okay. This means the space between the two tags. Okay. Okay. Now, if I run this, so okay, this script is playing a crucial role. Let me comment this code. And so let me take out this code. Let me run it. This is called inner HTML. Okay. Now, in place of inner HTML, what we are doing is we are changing the inner HTML. Means whatever the return we have written, right? So that we are changing. Whenever we run it, it is getting changed to 11. Why? The inner HTML of the element which is having the ID demo in this HTML document or HTML web page, it should be 5 plus 6. Okay. I can write here anything. Hi, this is Kalyan. Okay. Okay. Did you get my point? So, this is one kind of providing the output in the HTML web page by using JavaScript. Okay. A simple example. There is, suppose we have another element. Let me write the another element. P with ID equals to D2. D2. Now we have this paragraph. So this is another ID now. Now I don't want to change demo. I want to change D2. Okay. I want to change D2. 1 second. This is demo. See, this is demo as this we got it, but whatever the D2 is there, D2 is empty here. I haven't written anything, but because of this JavaScript code, what happened is this documents a function where there is a function associated. Means function means it will do some functionality. What this function is doing? Get element by ID. In this total document, I want to get the element, complete this element, which is having the ID D2, and change it inner HTML content to, hi, this is Kalyan. Okay. This is one way of writing the output in the JavaScript. Now, 1 second. So this is one of the easiest way to access an HTML element. JavaScript can use to access any element first. Then it can use the ID attribute, which is used to define the HTML element. Then we can change the inner HTML property. Okay, inner HTML property. This is inner HTML. Now, there is another thing now. Another thing. Let me show you now. if I do try it yourself.
For every code, we have to write that headline to paragraph. We should write
Which one?
here H to my
No, no,
first
no.
page.
Just an example. Even if
For
I
it.
don't,
Mm.
even if I don't write, it works. Okay.
Okay, what are the main lines we have to write in this code? Only demo.
No. Oh, 1 second. This is one thing you have to write. Body tag, HTML tag, document. This HTML document. Okay. We have to tell the like computer that this web page is of a doc type. Means the new version of HTML. We have multiple versions of HTML. So this is to tell that we are using the latest version of HTML. Okay.
Okay,
Now
we have to write script also.
script, if we are going to use JavaScript, then you have to write the script element.
Okay, if not, we have to not write.
If not, no needed, not needed. So if I write P, just P, hi, that's it. Okay. Did you get my
Okay,
point?
how we know that we are doing the right code?
Hmm, I didn't get you. It gets by practice, because if I don't know how to write the P element, I do mistake
Okay.
like this. Okay, I do mistake like this. But if I know the exact syntax, then I will write write them in the correct way. I can mess this one. I should not write head body only. So that that is what you can get by experience and by writing, by practicing. Okay. This whatever the web page content is there, that will be given to you by your business requirement people. Okay. They will tell you, I should get this page like this, I should get this page like that. So in that way they will ask you. Okay.
Okay.
Why we are learning this HTML is, in the Salesforce we use something called as Visual Force page. This is web page, HTML page. But here in the Salesforce we use Visual Force page. HTML elements, Visual Force elements are mostly similar. Okay. That will also have the form elements, that will also have the paragraph elements, heading elements. So these all will have. This is the standard one. Standard. This HTML is a standard thing used across every industry, in any software. But when coming to the HTML, sorry, Visual Force page, that is uh, purely purely stick to Salesforce. Okay. But if you get the standard one, then learning the something which is completely related to the Salesforce, that is Visual Force page, is very easy. Okay. That also contains elements only, elements tags, some other things to connect to the Salesforce data, the backend data. Okay. Okay. Now, hmm. 1 second. Let's write. Now, this is another way of writing. This is called button. Okay. Before, let me. Document dot, we use get element by id dot, sorry, get element by id. We use demo or some element name, element. 1 second, not like this. I'll just hmm.
Okay, sir, you can put on the open on the
Hmm, 1 second. Want to show you something. Document dot write. Hi. Hmm. So I'll show you this example, then I'll go with the get element by ID. Now, this is something called as button. Okay, whenever someone clicks this button, what should happen? We have written is complete page should be reloaded. Complete page. Okay, document dot write hi means that complete page, the complete document should be written by this one thing. Okay, first before suppose if I don't have this one, the code would be this one. Okay, now after writing this one, if I click run here, you'll get a try it button. Okay, try it means there is a button called try it. Okay, this is a button element. Inside this button element we have try it, and type is a button because it's a button type. Now on click means whenever this is on click is one kind of attribute. So this is related to the HTML document, because whenever we click here, we have written that this document should be written by hi. So that is what happened. We mostly use this example. So this is very easy to understand. This is also easy, but this needs the like little practice, that whenever we click on this button, the complete page will be reloaded. So if you see here, using document write after an HTML document is loaded will delete all the existing HTML. Okay, that is what happened here. Okay, now sometimes you see the error button, right? Error. Whenever validation rules, if you do some mistake, you got
So,
the alert. Hello? Someone? Okay. So you see the alert, right? Alert option. We'll see that kind of output as well. Whenever I click this, you get the alert. Okay. Now let me try to. So what is this one? Whenever someone run this code, you get this kind of alert on the top of the page. This is like a warning. Whenever you want to write some warnings, if something goes wrong, then you have to use what? Alert kind of output. Okay, alert kind of output. See, we are learning different kinds of output. On in that, the easiest way is document dot get element by ID. No risk, nothing. But whenever you use this write option, you have to be little careful, because this write option, will delete the HTML content and load it with the new content. Okay. Alert is something which will be displayed on the top, not on the HTML page. The HTML page will be same as this, but this window dot error. 1 minute, give me a minute. So this alert is like displaying some kind of message on the top, okay, on the top of this web page. Window.alert method. Just I'll write. This is one kind. This document.write. The first one, which is the easiest one, you change any element by its ID. We mostly use this get element by ID concept only. Now, okay, this is normal alert. Okay, just leave, we won't use it. You can leave it. The most useful thing is console.log. Console.log. Okay, console.log is nothing but you can write anything. You can write anything there. Suppose if I test it yourself. So console.log 5 plus 6 we have written means 1 second. There is something called as console. Okay, there is something called as console. What is console? Let me show you. So I'm running it, but can you see the output on the web page? No, on the web page you didn't see any output. But if I click on, well, you have to be very careful means to understand these things, because this console.log is, see, in the like in any software we should have some logging, right? Something goes error, whatever the operation it's going on, you have to have some logs of that operation. Whenever something is going to happen, log means step by step what is happening inside that application, inside the web application, we have to know. So that concept can be implemented by using console.log. Let me show you. Let me show you. If I write console.log here, and nothing will be displayed on the web page or on the alert, but if I go to more tools and click on developer tools, here there is something called as console. Here there is something called as console. If I click on console, if I click on run, can you see here? On the console, we have a log, we have some output. You can write anything on the console. This is called console. Means you can write anything. Let me this operation done. Processing by something, some kind of statement. Okay. You see here, right? So this is something called as console. Console means on the web page, on the actual website, you will not see anything. But whatever you write here, that will be displayed line by line in this console. This is called logging for any web page. Suppose you have written any JavaScript code or Visual Force code, a Lightning Web Component in the Salesforce, then you will be writing these logs. Okay, add the component, then you write a log. You write some function, you write some JavaScript code here, some 10-15 lines of code. Then again, you write a console. So like that, you will be writing console.log, because whatever the operation you are performing here, that for that operation, you can print the output in the logs, in the log. This is called log. Okay. What is happening in the JavaScript, that can be known by using console.log. This is very important, console.log, and it's very easy. Okay. I think you got this point. Let me show you the more examples as well. Now, C ID equal this is attribute, so it should be coming in the first open tag only. So element 1, just I have given a random name, then P. So just I have written this Kalyan. Okay. Now let me print. One second now. I'll show you what we are going to do. We got the error. Just I'm writing it. Let me explain you what I'm going to do. See, I asked, this is like this is a JavaScript code. In this JavaScript code, what I have done is I want from this document, I want an element called element1. This is the element1, right? This complete thing is element1. Now, this I want, and I have put it in a variable. This is something called as variable. Okay. Variable is like a small memory location that is used to store a value for some time. Okay. This is a variable. Now, what I have done is from in this a variable, I have I have used this a variable to store the value of this element1, this complete element1. Okay. This element1, this is the complete thing. Now this is now stored in this. Now what happened? I printed, I logged, means I have logged that in this console.log. So that's why you got it here. Okay. Are you getting my point? Any questions? See, what happened is I want to, let me clear other things so you will get it very clearly. Now we are going to learn the concept called as, variable by using the console.log operation, not this website operation. This website you leave it now. Now what I am doing is, this is called let. Okay. Let means you are telling computer, hey computer, let us create some memory, some small memory to store some data. Okay. Let b equals to 10. Okay. Then let c equals to a plus b. Then computer, let's log it in the console, the value of c. You got 15 answer, right? You got 15. Okay. So this is what it happens. Now, one second. This script is different because this we are logging in the console. So we can see the logs here. Okay. This 11, this 15. So this way. But This is different again. This is HTML. Whatever you write here, that will be displayed where? In the website, in the web page. I will show this in our local, in the Visual Studio Code. Let me create. One sec. Let me write a new JavaScript one code, JS1. Wait, 1 second. JS example dot. We have to write JS. For HTML code, we will to write HTML, right? Here we have to write. We have to write JS. Okay. So example dot JS I have written, and in this I can, sorry. Let me, this is the web page now. So let me rename it to HTML only. We didn't start the pure JavaScript right now. So I copied here. This is the HTML code. This code, everyone know it. Just this part, you don't know that we are doing now. So I have written 3 variables. Okay, I have written 3 variables. 3 variables I said the computer to create. So the computer, this computer created 3 variables. Okay, in this is called A, this is called B, and it also created something called C. Now in the C variable, I have added the value which I stored in A and B. So that value will be 15. Okay, that value will be 15. Now this value will be 15. That value, whichever I have stored in the value C, I want to log it in the console.log, not on the website, not on the website now. So let me run it. Let me run it. Let's go live. So this is Kalyan. Here you will see only Kalyan, but where you have to go to the setting, I mean, to the developer tools. 1 second. More tools. In this, we have developer tools. Okay. Let me clear these things. So this is called console. Live reload enable. Now what is the answer? This is 15 now. You change the content here. You change something here. Let us print A instead of C. Let us print A. Let us save it and go back to the website. What is the thing you have see here? You see here? It's 5. Okay. This is called console. Now, what if I want to print the result? What if I want to print the result in this element? You know it? Document dot get element by ID. What is the element ID? That is ELE1. Now that has, this is called inner HTML. This part between these 2 tags, whatever the content we write, that is called as inner HTML attribute or inner HTML. Inner HTML equals to C. This is very simple, right? I have done some operation. I stored the value in the C. Now that C, I have given it to the documents elements inner HTML. So now what I am doing, this is called printing on the website. Or web page. This is called printing on the console. We say JS console, JavaScript console. Did you get the answer here? 15. Because whatever the value here that is there, that value I am changing it to the result. Okay. You can write here like this as well. One more. Get element by ID. A element. Get element by ID. B element, then C element. But we don't have 3 now. We'll see how to write 3. P value of A, then P ID attribute equals to element 1 I'm just trying to elaborate the example, don't get confused. Value of C, this is element 3. Value of B, let us give the ID. Let us give the ID element 2. Now, this is element 1. This is element 2. Value of B should be taken in element B 2 and element 3 is C. So what happens now? Value of A will be printed. And then this is ID we have given. This ID where we have written in the JavaScript here. So get element by ID, which is element 1, then its inner HTML should be A. So here element 1, this element will have the value A. What is A? It is 5. Similarly, the value of B will be element 2. That element 2 I have written in the JavaScript in this way. Then element 3, then we have written in this way. Okay. Let us save it. Value of A is a normal text. This is the JavaScript related code. JavaScript related value that we have printed using the get element by ID concept. Now again, this is value of B. This is again from the JavaScript we got the answer. This is value of C. Again, this we have got from the JavaScript. And what is this? This is console. This black one is console. This console, what we printed the value A. So that's why we got that value of A. If I write C, we get the value of C. So the console is console. The web page is web page. If you want to write any output in the console, then you have to use console.log. If you want to print any value on the web page or the website for any element, then we have to use get element by ID. Are you getting my point? Everyone? Okay. Harmeet, Priyanka. So this is a simple example of how to write the output in the HTML using only HTML and the JavaScript as well. Only HTML, just we can write P, then output you got. But if you want to include JavaScript, then you have to use ID concept. Then you can write it in this way. Now let me go back. Let us go back to the example. Just give me a minute. Leave these things. We can come to that later. Just we have to write. We have to read this one. Variables. Okay, variables. What is variable? These are temporary, or we say these are memory locations that will be created in the computer's program memory to store some data. Okay, Computer memory will be very huge, right? So inside that, if you want to store, if you want to save some data, if you want to store some data values, then you create a variables. Okay, we create a variables. Then this, to create the variable, there should be some rule, right? You can't say the computer, hey computer, create. We have to follow some syntax, some grammar. We have to use some keywords. Then that keywords are, you can use var, we can use let, we can use const. Okay. What are the three things that we can use to create a variable or to create some memory locations inside the computer? Are, one is automatically, we'll see what is automatically. Then the thing is the three other things are var, let and const. Each thing have some specific reason why we use const, why we use let, why we use var. We have some specific reasons. So we'll come to that later. But for now, you have to imagine that if you want to store value 5 or if you want to store string, means the text Kalyan, in a memory in a computer, then we need to write like this: let name variable is equals to Kalyan. We have to write like this. Or let name1 equals to 5. This name1 will be variable. Name1 variable will be created name1 and the value will be 5. Okay. Or the name will be created a memory, and in this memory we will get the value Kalyan. So this is how the variable concept works. Variables are like containers, some bags, which are used for storing data. How to create a variable? We can create the variable using 4 options, which will be automatically one thing, and then we're using a var keyword, let keyword, const keyword. See, this is direct example. We can write like this also. But it is always good to write in this way, using var or using let. Okay. What is var? Is like something the older version. The var keyword should only be used in the code written for the older version. So now it is always advisable to use let. So that's the reason if you see my code, which we written, I have also used let. I said, computer, let us create a variable A, let us create a variable B, let us create a variable C. So then I have stored the value equal to, means A equal to 5, means value of A should be stored in the variable A. So like this. These all things, if you imagine, if you remember, we practiced in our like mathematics. Variable x equals to 15, variable y equals to some value like 20. Then you have to write variable z equals to some value, right? Same that thing we are doing here, but that is in the mathematics. Here we are doing in the computer memory using some code. Okay. 10, then you got the answer 15. Okay. Now, what is const? Let me tell you later, but we will see. One second, we'll see the examples now. We'll see the example of creating more variables. More variables. So let A equals to, we can write name also here, Kalyan. Let B equals to, let's see, God. Like this also you can write. Now we can change it here. Sorry, we don't need to change because there is no C. So as we don't have C, let me write this. Let me comment this thing. Let me comment this thing. One second. Why to comment? Let us write C as well here. Let C equals to so if you see in the code, Kalyan, the value of Chakravarti God, this is Malayala. You can assign any value to these variables. Okay, you can assign numbers. You can assign some 15.6 like this decimals. We can write like this strings. We call this concept is not text now. Text we use normal. Normally we use like a word like a text. But in the programming languages we use a word called strings. Any any like this text will be treated as or called as string. So we can assign strings as well. Now the question is, can I write AAA or like this? Any name can I give? Let us see. Yes, no error. We can give. Let us write some space here. Okay, let us write some space here. If you see the error, you got some error. If you see that error, uncaught syntax error BBB. That error where you can see in the logs, in the console, we can see the errors. So that console is very important to catch the errors in the JavaScript. Okay. So what we got? BBB, because you have given some space. I don't know to create a variable AAA and BBB, or AAA and BBB are like a two, like only one variable or two variables. So they don't know. That is a syntax error. So we should there to name any variable, we should follow some rules. That is called as naming convention. You can't write, suppose, let me say, name you are writing. My name also fine, but you can't write my name like this. Or my @ name also you can't write. But you can write my underscore name. Underscore is allowed. But my @ my dollar, my percentage, my dollar is allowed, my underscore is allowed, not allowed, not allowed. So like this, the other symbols are not allowed. Okay, like this allowed. Between numbers are allowed. My 0 name or my 1 name or my first name, like that you can write it. But one second. Like this you can't write. Again, when the starting of the name, starting of the variable name should not start with a number. Okay. And between you can't have other symbols except dollar and underscore. So there are naming conventions to write the name as well. Okay. So JavaScript dollar is very crucial. I mean, like a little important. We'll come to that. What is JavaScript like that will come later. But for now, let me show you some rules to write your identifier. 1 second. Identifier. These are the rules. What is meant by identifier? Means identifier is a name given to a variable or a function. Okay. So this is called identifier. My name. This is called identifier. This is called an identifier. This C is called identifier. This get element by ID is a function. Now this is also identifier. I can't write here also like this. My space ID. Okay. So like that, identifier is a name given to a variables or to the functions. Okay, we'll come to know what are functions in the later classes. But for now, let us understand the importance of variable and its naming convention. The rules to write its name. Okay. Are you getting my point? So this you have to read and practice. Then next, even this you have to read and practice. Okay. Let us do something here. Let A equals to 5. Let B equals to 6.5. Let C equals to some text, which is we call as string. Okay, which we call as a string. So this is called integer or number data type. Okay, this is called decimal. What this is called? This is called a string data type. Data type, now I have used a new word called data type. Means if you remember in the, if you remember uh, in the fields of an object in the Salesforce, whenever you are going to create a field, that will ask you choose the data type of the field, whether it's a number, whether it's a text, whether it's a text area, whether it's a date. So like that we have some data types, right, for to create a field. Same here, to create any memory or to store the value in that memory, we use concept or term called data type. Means here if you assign the value 5 here, so it will create a small memory, and it's a called number. For the number it will create, and for the B also it will create 6.5. It is also having some little memory only. But if you write this Kalyan, the computer thinks that, oh, this K, A, L, Y, A, N, each are individual characters. So I need to store it in a big space like this. K, A, L, Y, A, N. So like that it will store in a consecutive locations. I mean in the side by side location, it will store it. So computer will create a memory depending on the value you assign to that. That's why computer internally will have a concept called data type. Based on this data type you give, the computer will create the memory for the data. If you write 5, it's a number. So small space is enough. If it is 6.5, okay, little more space, decimal. Okay, then Kalyan, it's a text. Sorry, we should call as a string. So like that. Okay. Are you getting my point? Any questions? Okay. Okay. You have to practice. I'll share this code as well. This is like an example code. You can practice there only, but here this code, if you see, that will be little easy for you. One second. Hmm. Let us go back to our example. See, operation means you have to perform some kind of task, some kind of operation on the values. If you are doing addition or subtraction or multiplication, 1 second. If you are doing addition, subtraction, if you are doing multiplication or modulus or modulus or division operation, these kind of things will be called as arithmetic operations. Arithmetic operations you will call this. If you are comparing the values like this, a greater than b, then do something, b greater than c, then do something. So if you are doing like this, then you are performing, or we are using relationship, means this is called as relational operators. Okay, suppose you are doing like this, I want this and that. Did you remember in the validation rules in the formula fields, we have used something called as and or like this, or we use and. That kind of things means I want this and that. That is logic. That kind of things are called as logical operations or logical operators. So wherever you go, you have to perform some operations on the data. The data is not just to print. The data is not just to print. We have to perform some kind of operations on the data, and then you have to print it, store it, whatever you do, you can do it. But always there involves some kind of operation to be performed on the data. Suppose if you see here, if I write A plus B, then print the value. Let us save it and go back to where it is. So value of A is 5, then this is B is 6.5, then the answer is 11.5. So what we are doing, addition operation I am doing. What I am doing? Addition operation. If I want, I can do subtraction, I can do multiplication. Okay. If I go back, then if I print, you got 32.5, which I have done as a multiplication, 5 multiplied by 6.5. So like that we can do. Or I can compare. Is A greater than B? I am checking A greater than B. So false. This kind of things also we can check it, because A value is what? 5. B value is 6.5. So if you write A greater than B, the value of C will be the result. What is the result? Is A greater than B? No. So that's why you got the answer of C is false. Now, if I write 15, then save it, you got the answer true. What you are doing? You are doing relationship operation. Means you are doing, 1 second, give me a minute.
All right, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay,
I
give
hope
me
it
2
is
minutes.
going well for everyone. Yeah, it would be good to maybe yourself or Megan just to update from
Just
some of the basic
go
things
through,
that we're able to fix or let us still know.
just to go through this operators concept. I'll be back in 10 minutes, okay? Just to go through this operators concept, copy this code and do like this. In place of C, you do A greater than B, A less than B, A equal to B, or A plus B, A minus B. Same code, you paste it in your Visual Studio Code and practice it. I'll be back in 10 minutes. We'll take a break of 10 minutes and I'll be back.
I do appreciate your quick response and hard work from